You're stuck. Markets around you seem dead. No growth, no excitement, just the same tired cycles with no fuel to break out. You feel it deep inside. The fire that once burned bright as a founder, a leader, an investor, now doused by frustration, boredom, and endless noise of empty promises. You're watching others succeed, but trapped in a landscape where innovation feels impossible, where investors don't believe, where customers don't act. This crushing feeling that you're watching a dead market from the sidelines hurts more than you say out loud. It kills your drive. It makes you question if you're too early, too late, or just plain wrong. But that's the trap. The quiet, dead market is the perfect place for something explosive to happen. For change agents, that rare breed who refuse to settle for the lifeless old ways, to rise and ignite movements that destroy the old and build the new. The question is, how? How do you, a founder drenched in frustration and hunger, spark a wildfire in a desert where everyone else sees only dust? First, burn the old ideas down. Forget market fit as a comfortable checklist. Dead markets don't need incremental improvement. They demand rebellion. Refuse to sell to the same tired problems everyone else tries to solve. Instead, find the problem that the market refuses to admit even exists. The one everyone is afraid to talk about because admitting it means breaking the system that gives them their fragile comfort. This is your secret weapon. Uncover the invisible pain that nobody else sees or wants to touch. Run straight into this discomfort, because where others hesitate, that's where the spark waits. But exposing pain isn't enough. You must embody the solution before anyone else believes it's possible. This means abandoning any idea of perfect product ship, the minimum that makes a promise your market never dared to hope for. Be obsessed with speed, ruthless when launched, relentless when iterated. Movement doesn't wait for approval. It storms ahead while others cling to outdated rules and slow progress. Next, twist the old networks until they break, and then build new ones from their ashes. Dead markets are trapped not just by old companies, but by old tribes, old loyalties, old habits that choke innovation before it's born. Your movement must scatter these chains like wildfire. Connect deeply with the few who burn like you do, not the many who play it safe, not the cluster of mediocrity, but the rebels, the unrecognized connectors, the outsiders who hate the status quo with the same burning anger you carry. Create invisible threads between founders, investors, leaders, partners, people who feel isolated but crave synergy. Because in isolation, potential dies. But when the few align, they become unstoppable. Don't just network. Build fierce alliances where trust is raw and brutally honest, where every connection multiplies power exponentially. This is your secret arsenal, a web of relentless believers who amplify the spark into an inferno. The world's illusions die fast against this kind of unity. Then own the pain of being misunderstood, because it will come, and it will hit hard. Dead markets scream for stability, and you are chaos. The system will push back, throw shade, call you risky, naive, disruptive for disruption's sake. Your friends might distance. Investors might doubt. Insiders will label you reckless. This is your cross to bear. But here's the truth. The anger, the rejection, the silence. It means you're breaking rules that never deserved to exist. Wear your isolation like armor. Turn frustration into fuel. Assert your right, not just to exist, but to reshape the world. The choice isn't between comfort and chaos. It's between being tethered to dead systems or birthing the future. Your obsession must be absolute freedom, not the freedom to slip into old roles comfortably, but the freedom to disassemble and reconstruct without apology. Push past inherited limits. Challenge everything given to you as normal. Because only when you reject inherited constraints can you create movements that blow the dust off dead markets and breathe life into what everyone else wrote off. Now this part is crucial. Ignite belief, but build it on truth. Fake hype kills movements faster than dead markets do. People smell desperation a mile away. Your narrative must be raw, real, unfiltered. Share brutal truths about the market's decay, but always coupled with vivid visions of a different reality. Confess what's wrong, but always frame what's possible, better, inevitable if your movement takes off. This means recounting stories of ordinary people transformed by embracing your vision, steps they took that seemed insane but unlocked something impossible. Here's a tip that most miss: leverage mortality, not fear of death, but the urgency of limited time. Make people feel the unbearable tension inside, the sinking feeling that their moment to change, to act, might vanish if they wait. You don't motivate with comfort. You strike nerves. Press on those edges until they break open new pathways of action. Everything in your message must scream intentionality. Movements don't spread by accident or chance. They are engineered with obsessive care, clarity of who joins, why they join, and an immediate plan for what happens next. Every word, every connection, every resource you unleash must have a clear place in the explosion you're building. This is not amateur hour. It's walking into a battlefield knowing every move counts. Command your audience. Tell them exactly how to act, where to gather, which habits to shed, what alliances to cut loose, what new patterns to adopt. Demand results. Demand continuous reinvention. Reward merit, not identity, status, or heritage. Because dead markets reward conformity. Movements win by rewarding the few who dare to leap, fall, get up, and leap again. And finally, accept this. Your movement is not for everyone. It never was. Comfort is the enemy of movement. Complacency, the death of disruption. Those content with slow fixes, safe patterns, superficial promises, leave them behind. Your tribe is smaller, fiercer, and hungrier. They are founders, investors, creators who refuse to settle. They don't belong to places, parties, or old systems. Their loyalty is to a vision of transcending limits, not to flags. Be the spark for this collective, but understand, it only ignites with those who burn just as fiercely. That is why, as toxic as dead markets are, they are the perfect battleground, because no one else sees the fight. No one else is ready, but you, if you can harness frustration, rage, and restless hunger, can become the wildfire that raises useless old order and plants the seeds of wild new futures. So step forward, burn faster, connect deeper, fight harder, and never, ever stop until the movement eclipses the dead market and renders it irrelevant forever. This is your moment. Don't waste it.